So let's take 10 minutes to go through some of the most awesome point and shoot cameras available today. This will absolutely change your life, as it has mine.
Welcome to Venice Beach. This is Los Angeles. Apparently, doesn't really represent Greater Los Angeles, but Venice Beach is a very good place to come, shoot street photography, but just chill out. There is so much stimulation here that you can just come and forget yourself. I've got a point and shoot. This is my Yashica. This is just a point and shoot Carl Zeiss TAF. Awesome little camera. I'm just going to roll around, take some street with this, stop in a Whaler for a beer, see what's up. There's a little view. Just a bunch of people having a good time. Lots of people fishing. Awesome. Let's see what images we can get with this beautiful point and shoot camera. I'm not taking this too seriously. Portra 400, $50 point and shoot, Carl Zeiss lens. Let's have a look. Let's go.
My aim with photography, and my aim has always been to capture images which spark memories that I can view and use as catalysts to remember those beautiful moments. I guess it's my fault. I suggested to you guys that you can ask me any question and I'll answer it as quickly and as in-depth as I possibly could. What's the point in using a point and shoot? Why did I take a point and shoot to Los Angeles? Why do I have it in my collection? What's the point? That is a great question. Why point and shoots? I love that question. Listen, you guys, I have an American flag on my arm and an English accent. I am an American citizen. I am a British-born human. I've only been in America since 2016. My previous military service saw me all around the world. My previous fire service saw me doing some pretty cool things. I use the medium of photography to capture those images. Why a point and shoot? The point and shoot genre is an easy, quick, simple, very intuitive way of capturing and remembering images. Now, we know that I'm a film photography fan. I use a point and shoot camera when there's a massive amount of stimulation, if I'm in crowds, if I'm in bars, breweries, parties.
But there is
The vibes I get and the ease of use of a point and shoot camera means that I can still capture the images that I like, but at a faster, simpler, more intuitive pace. So why would this video and the information within it change your life? Because if you take a point and shoot everywhere you go, you're going to capture memories that you otherwise would have forgot, I promise you. So let's take 10 minutes to go through some of the most awesome point and shoot cameras available today.
So would I recommend the Yashica TAF in 2023? Absolutely, depending on how much money you have. The point and shoot camera that I'm holding in my hands costs around about $40, which is a lot more money than, say, this thrift shop $5 deal, but has a Carl Zeiss lens, so absolutely, consider it. If you can find a decent one, this one's in great condition. I bought it off an elderly person on eBay for $35. If you can find one that cheap, get it. See you on the next one.
I believe in cost-effective ways of achieving my goals of creating beautiful images. And you can do it. Watch this. This is the camera I took to Los Angeles with me recently. The Yashica TAF. Why did I take my TAF when I have all these other point and shoots? Because it's my best one. It's my favorite and my best one. 35mm f3.5 lens. If you have a look in the front. I like the sharp, crisp vibe the lens produces. But for me, the intuitive way that the camera works, the bells and whistles, the lens, the vibes, it all just clicks all the right buttons for me. I love the way that it's got that Carl Zeiss lens. So why did I choose the Yashica TAF? It's a great all-round, very well-built Kyocera Yashica item. I can hide the shutter and lock the shutter with this slide at the top. The lens has a cover on it that only retracts when I press the shutter button, which means the lens is safe, so I can take this to the beach. I went to the beach in LA, that's why I took this. The Carl Zeiss lens creates that nice crisp image. Great autofocus, has a 16-zone autofocus on this, which means when I pull the trigger, boom, I'm pretty much guaranteed that I get an in-focus composition. It is not DX coded. Another reason I love this camera. If you look at the bottom, there's a slide that says ISO. I can adjust my ISO to whatever I want it to be. Also means I can use that beautiful Cinestill double negative where I can adjust my ISO with this particular film stock. Camera has a built-in flash, has a self-timer, but most of all, it's unobtrusive, it's inoffensive, and I can walk through crowded areas making images and taking snapshots and not get called out by people. That having been said, that TAF is $100 on eBay. That's a lot of money for a point and shoot. $100 is a lot of money. It's too much money. I did not pay $100 for it. You guys should know me by now. I'm always online. I'm always getting deals. I paid like $35 for it, which is probably too much as well, but it was a good deal. It's in immaculate condition. $35 is fine. You're gonna pay $100, probably too much. So let's go through and show you some more point and shoots. Cookies and chocolate. This is the camera I often give to my wife when she goes on her travels. It's such a small, sleek camera. Look at the size of it in comparison to that Kyocera Yashica. This is the Olympus Stylus Epic Zoom 80. Really good reason to take that to the beach is that it is water resistant. Do not go scuba diving with it. It's not waterproof, but it's water resistant, which means it's great for the beach and great for those kind of more rugged environments. The problem is that clamshell design, if you get sand in the clamshell, anytime you get sand in your clam, it's a negative experience. But great alternative, really cool point and shoot pocket camera. This particular one here, again, $100. Too much money to spend on a point and shoot camera. I did not spend $100 on it personally, but that's how much it goes for these days. It's not the Muji. The Muji is the really coveted Olympus, and that goes for like $300. But this particular one, for $100, weather resistant, pocket camera, takes beautiful images, has a great zoom capability, you guys. 38 to 80 millimeter zoom, which is wonderful. And it's only about 180 grams, I believe, which is like the weight of 2 Milky Ways. We got some of the best images of my family at the beach with this camera, and I'm so happy that I purchased it, and it goes everywhere with us. The Olympus Stylus Epic Zoom 80. This little beauty, oh my goodness. This is something, you guys, that you should really consider. This is the Leica C11. It's a camera from the year 2000, and it's the only APS camera that Leica made, because Leica are super smart and they knew that APS was a dead film stock from the get-go. So they produced this in the 2000s and then they stopped it really quick, stopped production. This particular one, $5 I got off eBay. It was a sticky mess. I cleaned it up with alcohol and now it is working 100%. And it is absolutely wonderful. This camera, the vibes you get from these old school APS cameras, absolutely incredible. But it's a dead film stock, so why would I buy it? It was a $5, and I started shooting. My career in photography began with APS. When I was younger, that's all we had, 35mm and APS. So APS was the next new thing when I started shooting, and so I started on APS. I had a Canon ELPH. Why would I purchase this? It's a Leica, and I have a ton of this dead stock APS film, and we can develop it no problem. I know when the film runs out, it's done. They're not creating anymore. You can't reload that film stock. It is what it is. That's what makes it awesome as well, is these old, obscure, dead stock films. This particular Leica has a 23-73 zoom, and the lens creates such dope images. I love that kind of old, retro, grainy look you get from APS. So this is wonderful. And it's a little beast. It's super solid, completely enclosed, fast to get to work, and it's unoffensive. It's in my pocket, I take it out, boom, take my shot, job done. Beautiful. At the end of the day, you guys, all these point and shoot cameras are for is to change this, our beautiful varied film stock, be it your own bulk rolled Kentmere 400, beautiful Cinestill, who are going through the ringer at the moment. Everyone's hating on Cinestill, but that's a great film stock. Ilford 100, great. And then these awesome other random film stocks we've got. The idea of a point and shoot is to change those film stocks into your wonderful memories as quickly and efficiently as possible. You don't need to spend the earth. So these next cameras that I'm going to show you are inexpensive, and you can still get those beautiful film images for no money. If you are a part of the Minolta gang, I 100% get it. 1995. This is a wonderful point and shoot camera. And when I say wonderful, I mean this was one of the first ones I purchased. It's so intuitive and feels such good quality that to get it for the $20 it commands is insane. This is the Supreme Freedom Zoom Elite. And what I love about this camera is, yeah, the default is 38mm, but it zooms all the way out to 115mm. You guys, for a point and shoot camera that costs $20, that is incredible. If you look at the top, you can see that we've got all the modes we want as well. Macro, sport, portrait, auto. It will do everything you need a point and shoot camera to do in order to create those beautiful memories. It has our normal and panoramic mode as well. Don't worry too much about that because you can do that in post, but it's a nice thing to have. It has a max aperture of 3.5, but who cares? The ISO goes up to 32, but who cares? Because you guys, we have a pop-up flash, and I recommend using the flash on your point and shoots because it's going to create those awesome flash photography vibes, which we like. And it reminds us of being in the clubs back in the 2000s. If you ever went to Ibiza in England, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, America, you don't know about Ibiza, but if you do, then you know what I mean. Seriously consider standard, normal, easy peasy, plasticky point and shoots. These are both Nikon. Both of them are very low end. They are fixed focal length, 35mm, automatic, point and shoot, do anything, go anywhere cameras. If you just want to hang out with your buddies, put a camera around your waist, put a camera around your neck, go to a festival and take pictures, these are the way forward. These neck straps, stick it around your neck and just forget about it. Take it around, and when you see your buddy doing something awesome, take a picture. When you get back, develop that film. I promise you, just a simple point and shoot. And these, you guys, thrift store $7, thrift store $3. I think it still has $3 written on it. It doesn't, I washed it off. But still, they take AA batteries, they take 35mm film, they're DX coded, they're automatic, and they cost no money. If you want the film vibes and you don't want to pay the money, Nikon point and shoots do everything you could ever want them to do. Thank you, Nikon. Just like the Chinon 5001, this Pentax beautiful 105R deserves its own video, and I'll probably do just that later on after, again, I've had like a year's experience with it. But let me tell you a bit about this camera to add to this point and shoot video for an example of other cameras that you should look out for. This is an absolute beauty. This 105 has 2 macro modes. Watch this. If I press the macro mode button at the top, which is a flower, our lens extends. And that takes me down to 2.5 feet. So from 4.5 feet to 2.5 feet macro. But we don't stop there. Whoever designed and invented this camera thought, hey, they might want some more macro vibes. Open this side, and this is where we put our remote cable. We'll talk about that later, but remote cable port is hidden on the side as well. There's another macro button on the side. Watch what happens when I press that. That takes me down, you guys, the other macro mode button to 1.5 feet. So I can get 1.5 feet away from a subject and take a beautiful macro image. Now the focal range is always going to default to 38mm, but the beautiful thing about this is, again, we go all the way out to 105mm with an aperture of 7.8. Again, those are good numbers, you guys, not bad at all. And for a point and shoot, like I said before, hidden in the side is our remote control. We have a tripod mount, which means we can stick this on a tripod and we have a maximum exposure time of 60 minutes. So I can set this up and take some astrophotography with a point and shoot camera. Awesome. Just the thought of me sharing some of the awesome times I've had with some of this technology with you in the hope that you can create those memories as well makes me super happy. Thanks for stopping in. I have a bunch of videos in the making. That doesn't mean that you can't ask questions, because if you ask a question, I'm going to make a video about it. But in the interim, I've got some awesome cameras that I've been trialing as well. Any questions, put them through. I'll try to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.